I have always said, your faith is handicapped if grace is not made available. No matter how big your faith is, if you like, have faith as big as a mustard seed. If grace is not supplied to actualize that, your faith will not get it. So you will make confession, but there is no grace. Grace creates the raw material. Mercy make it available. So when God actually wants to help a man, what it does is supply grace, it supply mercy. So that by default, mercy make the thing available. Grace now create the raw material. So as you journey with a little effort, you now begin to cover many mileage. David understood that. Running for his life. If it was after he was strong that they came, he would not run. But there was a moment in his life when he was weak. But in that time, he was blessed of the Lord because he never walked in the ways of sinners. He never sit in the seat of the scoffers. He ensured that his delight is in the law of the Lord. But his delight is in the law of the Lord. And in his law doth he meditate day and night. How much do you value the scriptures? You can't access the help of God if you have no value for the law of the Lord. Do you know the law of the Lord? Do you know the law of the Lord? Do you have an idea of what is the law of the Lord? The law of the Lord is not the 10 Commandments. No. The law of the Lord is every... You see, the Bible said, man shall not live what? By bread alone, but by every word that proceeded from thee. So anytime God comes to you and speak to you, that becomes the law of the Lord to you. I can assure you that all of us here, God has spoken to us one way or the other. And one of your greatest reasons why you can't access that help again is peradventure because your delight has no longer become the law of the Lord. And you are not even meditating upon it day and night. The law of the Lord can only become part of your daily bread when you meditate upon it day and night. There are things that God spoke to me. I did not even find it in that scripture, but to me those things are law. And because those things are law, I can't argue about them. To you it will be very hard for you to obey me. It's my normal lifestyle. Because it's a law of the Lord. And because it's the law of the Lord, I don't care whether it's written, whether it's not written. I don't care whether I understand or I don't understand. Abraham, come out of your father's house. Where is it written? It's the law of the Lord. When you come out of your father's house, you will access my help. Don't come and remain there and I have ostracized you. Abraham, take your son Isaac, your only son. He knew that is Ishmael. Go to the mountaintop. Don't think I'm raising seed. I'm just trying to let you know that the things that may be there to you, God can demand it. God can come and say, Godswill, from today, that movie that you like watching, stop watching. At that day, it becomes the law of the Lord. Grace, from tomorrow, start praying every 2 a.m. It's not written anywhere in the Bible. It's not, where is this in the Bible? It's babes that are asking those stupid questions. When we want to gain trust from God, we begin to rely on what He said, not what is even written. You went to scope a lady, she believed you because of what you said. And tomorrow you're asking stupid questions. When you speak, what you speak become a law. But before what you speak become law, have you valued what God spoke? Because the law of the Lord is what God speaks to you on daily basis. As you begin to pray in tongues now, God can say, take one of your shoes, give to your friend. At that point, it's a law. It has no, when God speaks, it's law. The Bible says, wherever the word of a king is, there is power. But that word came as a law first. You cannot become a man marvelously helped of God if you don't value the law of the Lord. You may obey the 10 Commandments. That is archaic. You may even try to obey the New Testamental commandment, but you neglect the instructions that God gives. There is the principle of Jesus. There are the doctrine that have been established by our fathers. But I can guarantee you there are instructions that are also spoken. When you study the scripture, you see laws. The law of Moses, you see the law that Jesus gives. You see all kinds of laws. Good are they. You also saw principle. You can extract principle from those laws and the life of people as they walk with God. But beyond that, there is something you may not see easily: the instructions of God. Those instructions are prescriptions, they are not descriptions. You can read every law, every principle describing how things work, but the instructions of God come to prescribe to you. Men that dominate, men that access help, are men that pay attention to instructions. As long as the Lord liveth, upon whom I stand, there shall neither be no rain until I speak again. That one now is no longer what. Where is it in the Bible? It's the law of the Lord. And he meditated on it before he came and spoke it. Son of man, can this bone live again? I don't know. Only thou know. He said prophesy. Now, the law of the Lord is engaged. Anytime the law of the Lord comes, you are about to access help. But if you don't partner with the Lord, you will never see the help. I prophesy as I was commanded. That is where the help comes. Many of us have no understanding. God working with them, confirming. There is an alliance between you and God. Nobody functions independently. Emmanuel, God with us. Jesus said, I can of my own do nothing. As I see the Father do, so I. So what guarantees his ability to walk on the earth and profit is because a God spoke and he obeyed and he did. I know you can function by yourself, but if Jesus himself need to obey, need to hear a voice to follow through, who are you? And let me hear you. Let me help you. At any point in time, you are able to secure the voice of God. Go and rest. See, every areas of your fears are where you can secure the voice of God. Every. I don't know how to put it into perspective. But every area in your life right now that you are afraid is where you can secure the voice of God. Because you can't secure the voice of God, you can't secure his help. Why do you think David was not afraid? He has secured the voice of God regarding Goliath. Why do you think Samson is not afraid? He has secured the voice of God. When you have secured the voice of God, you are guaranteed of survival. Why? Because you know God will back you up. And that is what you call help. When Samson hair was cut off, the center of the excellency to which his strength is given was taken away. He knew that he cannot run away from God for so long. He returned back and cried one more time. I knew if you can only help me, I can do more. Samson knew. And when God was willing to secure for him a privilege of an advantage, suddenly what seems impossible became possible. Your greatest challenge is to secure the voice of God.